I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we have no petitions from the audience. Discuss possibly approve the minutes of the January 10th, 2023 regular meeting. Call for
Motion.
motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. No discussion. Call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Harahan,
Yes.
Seaver.
Yes.
Okay. We have mayor's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My weekly evaluation, or monthly evaluation of the, of the sales tax. This month reported sales tax, $870,243. Use tax reported, you have it in front of you. I believe you have it in front of you.
I'm trying to pull it up on my phone.
$92,908.
Mm-hmm.
And the tobacco tax at $5,047. And I added all that up, annualized it, and we're flat. We're flat based on what we have been, but we're holding our own. You can annualize that to about $11,557,000, and that's not bad. That's not bad in this economy. I would like to. Do you have any questions about the tax report?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to draw your attention, if you wouldn't mind, to the combined cash investment report that you have. You have several pages there, and I'd just like to draw attention to several of those pages. If you would, turn to page 5. And all of the insurance items that are on there are kind of jumbled up, and they're not correct. So, item 5042, 5043, 5044, and 5045, we're in the process of changing those into different categories. And here is a for instance, if you'll turn back toward the back to page 58, which is rec center. On page 58, and look down at item number 5044, property insurance. You can see there's $20,000 there that was budgeted, but there's not been anything spent out of that. Okay, and so all of that out of rec center, which is a different bucket of money, was spent out of the general fund. Unintentionally spent out of the general fund. So
Reimbursement.
what we're in the process of doing, making some journal entries. It was that way with golf course, and also that way with the street department.
Okay.
So,
Any of the ones that
right.
have their own
And
money?
those are the other buckets of money. So when you look at all 4 of those insurance items on page 5 out of the general fund, they're kind of funky. They're kind of funky. So those are not reported correctly, and so we're in the process of reassigning those things.
Do the department heads know this?
All of that's going to be pointed out to them tomorrow.
Okay.
Some of them, yeah, they did.
Okay.
So Jessica knows that and whatnot, so partly.
But they're still not able to spend that money because that's not the same line item.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's reserved for insurance, and
Sure.
that money's already been spent. It just hasn't been.
It just hasn't
reported.
been
Just hasn't
brought
been
back over.
reported correctly.
Well, good catch, whoever caught it.
That was the main thing that I wanted to show you about those things. Also, when you go through that financial report in the different departments, you'll find that after about 59% of the year that has gone, you'll find very few of the departments, of the sections that have spent up to that 59%. So they're spending less than what is budgeted. We are going to have, which you'll see a little later on in the agenda, there'll be one item that's an unforeseeable item that we'll have, and you've got that also documented there on your desk.
Mhm.
But we're going to begin to spend some of the street committee.
A lot of times, the major amount of the money is spent at the first of the year too. We've got to remember that.
A lot of it is, and then during the wintertime, street projects and drainage projects we're not able to do because of the temperature, because of the weather. So we're going to try to get some of those things done here, at least bid out here in the next month or so we can get to working on those.
Yep.
Also on page 5, you circled the 5340, guessing because we agreed to raise the amount we budgeted for the senior citizens nutrition from 25. We agreed to add that.
Right.
Isn't that correct?
Right, there was a motion back in, I believe it was October, November.
I didn't remember if that was here.
Motion to overspend that item, which that $25,000 to $32,000. So bringing that to your attention as well. Thank you, that's a good catch.
I think that's because they had an increase. They're providing a lot more services, and so that's what the increase was for.
Do we ever get a report on how much Pelivan's used? Because I know it is used a lot. Do they ever send us any kind of a,
Not really, not until we start to build a budget for the following year.
okay,
But that report is available.
okay.
I sit on the Grand Gateway Board, and that's a report that's given to Grand Gateway monthly.
It's just curiosity. I know it's used, and it's needed.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's very much needed in our community, and they do a great service, in my opinion. Do y'all have any other questions about the budget, about the tax report? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, number 5, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding hotel motel tax allocation board grant application from the Pryor Area Chamber of Commerce in the amount of $5,000 for the Oklahoma Tackle, Hunting, and Boat Show 2023, February the 10th through the 13th, 2023, from Hotel Motel Chamber account number 757555090. Motion.
Motion?
Second.
Motion's
Second,
been
second.
made and seconded. Discussion.
I do have the latest statistics on the boat show if you all want to hear.
Sure.
Yes.
So this is from Vance Montgomery, who is the, I guess, the president of Montgomery Productions. He said it was an awesome event. We set a new record for attendance for a Friday in our 23 company history. Our total number was 9,789 people.
Wow.
That's
And
more
those
people
were
than live here.
ticket sales. Those were ticket sales. If we would not have had the Super Bowl to contend with on Sunday, we would have easily broken 10,000 for 3 days. The vendor hit a home run. This show is going to get crazy big. We sure wish there was a way to get more building. If we had around 80,000 square feet is what they're requesting.
Wow.
We could make it one of our top outdoor shows in the nation. Only space will hold that from happening. We are already making plans for 2024 to come back to Pryor and Mays County.
Great.
So we have a meeting with them to discuss, like, what can we do different? So,
The one thing I wasn't clear if Sunday was open or not. Like, they had that nice banner there, but I wasn't clear of the hour, so yeah, if they advertise that. But I heard several people at school talking about they went to Sharp, so we went to the boat show and we went to Sharp's and, yeah.
I have a meeting with Boomerang manager to see what, just because they handed out those free breakfast or we handed them out for them. And when I walked into Boomerang at 1 o'clock, they were packed, and
Good.
they said, "Everybody's got the coupons." And I said, "I want to know, like, economically, how did this impact our community?" So I've got some meetings set up to
Good.
do that. So I'm
It's exciting.
very excited.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was good success.
That's a good deal. Any further discussion? Call for a vote.
Horahan,
Abstain.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes. Number 6, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding the hotel motel tax allocation board final expense report from the Lake Area Softball in the amount of $7,499.15 for the 2021-2022 grant from hotel motel account number 757555096. Have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded, call, discussion. Any discussion there? Okay, call for a vote. Okay,
If I can speak to.
sure, Mayor.
So Canberra Fields came to me last fiscal year and said, we need some help. I said, we'll go to Hotel Motel, and so she did. So what Hotel Motel started then, they have just completed. They have just completed. So they gave them, the ability to get that grant money. So they just completed that. And so what you have in your packet are the receipts from the completion of what they did. So they started it. They took a long time to get it done. They
Well-
raised money of their own to get it done. They brought receipts, and they have completed it, and they did a very good job.
They did.
She stopped by the chamber and we visited with her about it, so she was really thankful.
That's great. Okay, any further discussion? All right, call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes?
Barham.
Yes.
All right, number 7, discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding the hotel motel tax allocation board final expense report from the Pryor Main Street in the amount of $6,771 for the lights on downtown community tree from hotel motel Main Street account 75-755-5110. Motions?
Motion.
And second?
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Okay, Mayor?
May I speak, please, Chairman?
Sure.
So the receipts that you have, and also the documentation that you have in your packet from council action, from hotel motel action. So the total was paid for the community Christmas tree, and that was paid from the 4-4 fund, from the capital outlay fund, 444455418. So that action takes that separate hotel motel tax allocation fund, and then reimburses the budget fund 44 for in the capital outlay. So that takes a separate fund, the tax allocation fund from hotel motel, and it takes that amount, and that amount then gets reimbursed to the 44 fund.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're paying ourselves, but not really. But there can be some confusion about that unless we explain it that way, but that's just really the truth, the way it happens.
And it's not tax dollars that would go into the general budget. This is actually a separate account that the hotel and motel have that has nothing to do with the general budget.
That's
This is
correct.
their budget, and their board directs where it can go and what they can do with it and everything. So,
Yeah, the separate amount of money that's generated from the hotels and the motel tax goes into a fund, and then we have a hotel motel tax allocation board
yep,
that follows guidelines about how they distribute that money, those monies out. So anyway, that's what that is. That hotel motel money then will go back to Main Street, and then Main Street will reimburse the 44 fund
for their half.
that is a budget, that is part of the budget.
Correct.
Not the general.
Right.
Not the general fund.
Capital outlay.
It's capital outlay
Right.
fund.
I served on hotel motel for a while. It's an incredible thing that
Yep,
we get to do for our community.
it is. Further discussion?
No?
Call for a vote.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Barham,
Yes.
Seaver.
Yes.
This again.
Okay, unforeseeable business, we do have one, if you look at your stuff that was laid out here. Discuss, possibly recommend council action regarding the purchase of 2 dump trucks at state contract pricing for the street department in the amount of $271,960.40 from street capital outlay account 141455411. Call for a motion?
Motion?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Mr. Mayor?
So you'll find the unforeseeable business motion there, we discovered today that the 2 trucks that were budgeted, and you see this page, behind that, and that is budget line item 141455411. We budgeted $272,000 for this purpose. Well, we did that, and we didn't go to council and ask council to spend it because we didn't think that we were gonna get those trucks until next fiscal year, but we knew that if we didn't order them, then they wouldn't be made. Well, we were informed and found out today that they're gonna deliver in March.
Wow, good deal.
So, since they're gonna deliver in March, we need to go through the processes that we need to go through to be able to release that money, to be able to pay for those trucks. And so, so taking this as unforeseen, taking action tonight, then that'll give council the ability then to go and
Approve it
release
before
those
they go.
funds to do that
Yeah.
when it's time. And we're anticipating in March. Also, we're calling a special called street committee meeting for this coming Thursday night. Okay, and this item will also
Okay.
go to street committee. Normally, it goes to street committee, and then it goes to budget personnel, and then it goes to council. Well,
The days just didn't work right, did they?
The time crunch.
yeah, so, anyway, we want to cover all the bases, and so we wanted to present this to budget personnel, actually before we took it to street, and then take it to council then on the 21st.
Okay.
And the way, as long as it's been taken to get vehicles and stuff, we probably ought to get on it while we
Right.
can.
Yeah.
Right, so if they're going to deliver the vehicles in March,
Mhm.
we need to have the monies available and go through those processes to be able to pay for them.
If not, they will be sold, won't they?
Yes,
They'll be gone.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, any further discussion?
No?
Okay, let's call for a vote.
Barhan,
Yes.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion on that?
Let's go home.
Call for a vote.
Seaver,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Barhan.
Yes. I think
All
we
right,
all
we
have
are
a busy
adjourned.
night.